But Prof, I can put a bet on it with you.
Okay. We get to see about that.
Around this, I think some arguments have been made that it's easy to blame the ruling party, but don't the opposition parties themselves have a blame or fault in this? Because if you look at the internal democracies of some of these parties, they themselves have issues. So would you not say, for instance, the ADC challenge is self-inflicted?
No.
Because before some of
PDP, no.
Yeah, hold on. Because before some of these members moved to the ADC, they knew that he had issues. They had issues from the very beginning. So you go into a political party, no one is saying the APC doesn't have issues. The only thing is that, fortunately or unfortunately, they're in power. So nobody is challenging some of their internal processes, because if you listen, there are already some grumblings, but they easily get settled. They easily get quietened. But in the opposition party, it's different. Should we not be talking about stronger party systems, ideology? Because it's easy to blame the ruling party, but the political parties themselves, the opposition, have issues. Is it not self-inflicted?
Very important point you brought out there. Maybe the two reasons that confuse politicians, I can't speak for them. I have some linkage with political actors, but I'm not in any of the parties. They may think that we cannot get the stage in Nigeria where a government will do what this one is doing. Obasanjo, with all his brashness, sometimes had inter-party office, had office for inter-party relations. With Mahmoud Waziri, chairman of APP, life chairman of them, appointed as a special advisor and given a cabinet rank clearance. The first attempt at the constitution was a multi-party attempt by the three parties. And ultimately, he brought Uncle Bola Ige, Duba Delaja, and so on into government. That means to build some level of consensus. So people must have felt this is the way democracy should go. President Yar'Adua, of blessed memory, even furthered it. He supported opposition parties to be alive. He encouraged Yoshimole, encouraged the Mimik and the rest of them, and he defended their mandate. He saluted them when they won. He said, my party can't do it alone. That's what Jonathan did. He had permitted the restoration of APC. So the opposition parties will have to be said that democracy is going and marching to the degree where nobody can even do this. So now it is a wake-up call that the government can come, an outlier government, not within the mainstream government, in the tradition of governance, that can do this. Secondly, as I told you here, INEC has a deep legal bench. 3 sons or more man it internally. That means if you are doing something as ADC or PDP, INEC is a regulator. He's not just an observer to observe party affairs. He regulates. He monitors and watches you. So it flags your behavior. Said, ADC, correct this place, change this place, because even though we accept it as our issues, INEC for months upon months knew that ADC was correct. I knew that PDP was okay. But when somebody out there simply goes to court, they say INEC started to behave differently. And we know why they behave differently. When Mahmoud left INEC 6 months ahead of time, in spite of his shabby record, so people say, he put in motion a process of self-correction. People didn't observe it. The first thing that the newsman first recognition was by Mahmoud. The moment he left, May Abamuche, who replaced him as acting chairman, brought back Abure. Because PDP was still in Labour Party as of then. So with Labour Party and P2B and another newsman, he said, Lambert. Then, of course, the current and Mubita procured and curated to serve the purpose he's serving. Slammed down on that before ultimately the rest happened. How about PDP? And they called a meeting under Mahmoud in his chambers and said, sort out their mess. And they sorted out their mess. And it was really ready to go. The moment he left again, bam, bingo. ADC, the same thing. Under Mahmoud, everything was going fine. All the things are checked and corrected and so on. The moment Mahmoud left, bingo, under Mubita. So it's not just the parties being weak or in alert to these problems. It is that no matter how good you are and solid you are, one small slight disalignment can be magnified into an existential threat or crisis for you.
German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer once said, every interesting or funny or crazy idea is first refused. Then it becomes an orthodox idea. This idea of using the states to stifle opposition for political gains was something we could never have thought of when we came back to democracy.
Absolutely.
Today, you are saying is an outlier.
For today.
For today.
Tomorrow.
What it becomes an orthodox tomorrow? Is that not a damnation of democracy?
It is that. I agree with you. You know why? They say when the mother cow chews the cud, the young ones watch and learn with intent. When the sitting president and a party infrastructure called APC and apparatus of the state converge to execute this particular project, what happens? Somebody comes in and said, okay, he did it. I will even take it to a higher degree of perfection. I'm going to do far better than he did it. For example, he said, I embrace Buhari, I'm like him. That means he's intensifying and concentrating on Buhari's failures. That's one of the ways you can look at it that way. Buhari failed disastrously, and Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a president has even added and multiplied Buhari's failure. So in that sense, a new president can come with a new slate of leaders and said, you have done this with the court system, with the judicial system. You have kept El-Rufai for 3-4 months there for virtually nothing, actually, because he's innocent and he has a day in court. I thought a flight risk. He knew he would be arrested and came back. So that means he's prepared to simply say, arrest me, put me the charges there, let me go home. I'm prepared to serve by that. Now, nobody can come and say, I'm going to do far worse. I can keep a political opponent for 2 years using the judicial system. I can paralyze more the party democracy, only allow my family members to create parties I recognize. Yes, it's an alarm bell and it's a warning shot for us as Nigerians to be alert to this kind of dangerous signal coming.
Okay, we'll see.